Peters and the Witch's Curse, the secret of the murder in Chardstock. A fog swirled through the gloomy alleys of Chardstock as Constable Peters arrived at the crime scene. In the backyard of the old Red Lion Tavern lay the lifeless body of Thomas Green, a young corporal of the local garrison. Judging by the wounds on his neck, he had been brutally strangled. Peters looked around but saw nothing suspicious, except that the old witch Maggie from the neighboring house stared at him with burning eyes. "It's the curse of the ancients, Constable," she mumbled barely audibly. "If you don't catch the killer, you yourself will become ensnared in the web of vengeance." Peters just waved the old woman away, but her words echoed in his soul. For sinister rumors circulated about restless spirits roaming the village at night. Had Green become their new victim, the constable had to get to the truth before the ancient curse engulfed the village forever. Haunted by Maggie's words, Constable Peters found himself drawn further into the enigma surrounding Thomas Green's demise. The garrison where Green had served became the focal point of his investigation. Fellow soldiers praised Green's character, but they also mentioned his frequent visits to the Red Lion Tavern. Intrigued, Peters decided to explore this lead and stepped into the dimly lit, smoky establishment. The Red Lion was a place of secrets, its walls echoing with hushed conversations. The barkeep, a burly man named John, wiped down a glass as he reminisced about Green. Regular customer, he was, John grumbled, kept to himself mostly, but he had his share of disagreements with the locals. Peters probed further, and John hesitated before revealing that Green had clashed with a local farmer named Robert just days before his death. Robert, it turned out, was a descendant of the very ancients Maggie had cryptically mentioned in her curse. Armed with this new information, Peters sought out Robert. The farmer initially bristled at the constable's questions but eventually admitted to the argument. "Disagreements happen," Robert grumbled, "but I'd never wish harm upon anyone, especially not Green." Yet, as Peters continued his investigation, an unsettling sensation crept over him. He felt watched, shadows flitting at the edge of his vision. Each time he turned, expecting to confront the observer, there was nothing a void where eyes should be. The village's fear of ancient curses seemed more tangible than ever, and Peters wondered if he was unraveling a web of malevolence that stretched far beyond the mortal realm. To be continued.